Alright folks, welcome to another game of Marvel Champions here. I'm going to be trying, well basically something I did before, but I do fairly rarely, which is a two-player or two-handed solo deck with, in this case, it's going to be a Cyclops leadership deck, which is very much so based on recurring Maria Hill. And the other deck I'm going to be taking is Jean Grey or Phoenix in aggression with a lot of focus on psionics. To keep it relatively simple, I've decided just to stick with Klaw, but I am using him with Standard 3 and Expert 1, and the optional modular that I've put in is the Doomsday Chair with M.O.D.O.K. So without further ado there, we'll just kick in and start on the mulligans. So for the first one here, how do I feel about... Or, I'm sorry, I'm actually jumping far too far ahead. Let's do the setup first. Underground distribution, excuse me. The attack on shield facility has been linked to an underground weapons network. So, as I said, we've removed the Masters of Evil and put in M.O.D.O.K instead. Set up, search the encounter deck and discard the encounter deck for the defense network and reveal it. That's done. It's come out with 2 and then an additional 1 per person, so 4 in total. And we're good there. 1B. Let's jump over to this. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion has been discarded. Put that minion into play with the first player. So Cyclops will have a look at this. There we go. Here is our minion, which is an armored guard. I'm going to move these down now just a little bit. Give us maybe allow us to zoom in a small bit more. And we leave it at that. Can we get one more? Yeah, I think we can get one more. Zoom in and we'll move these over a small bit as well. So Pursuit by the Past has been put in from Standard 3. And obviously since we're doing Expert, he's starting at 2. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Klaw and reveal it. That's already done. And shuffle the encounter deck. For posterity, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll shuffle that just for the sake of it, which may have changed what came out here, but look, I'm okay with that. When Claw attacks, give him 1 additional boost card. Okay, that's alright to bear in mind. And now I think I can consider the mulligan. So, what's good here? I do like the Tactical Brilliance, which makes a lot of sense for me. And I do like one of these, but I think I may, in fact, end up using these to pay for the Tactical Brilliance. Maybe actually what we'll do is we'll get rid of all 4 of these. I don't think I need all of them for now. Leadership Training I've put in basically to give me more options to recur Maria Hill when she does come out. So I will keep the Power of Leadership and I'll keep Tactical Brilliance and I will get rid of everything else. That's a little better. I do like that. And with that said, let's go over to Phoenix's side of things and see what she's got. So, Psychic Attack. Now, I'll zoom in for Phoenix as well here. Psychic Attack or Assault I like. Play only if your identity has the Psionic, which she will do. The Telekinetic Attack. Great. Professor X. Critical Hit. I like that, but are we going to be doing it straight away? I like all of this, actually, to be totally honest. Because I think if we go hard into our threat reduction at the start, then we can afford all these using the extra resource from the Phoenix Force. So I think I'm going to leave Jean's hand exactly as we see it. And I'll go straight into Cyclops. So, what am I going to do here? Well, I think I'm going to use the... No, I'm not going to do that first. Let's keep an eye and slow down. Constant Training action. Search your deck for a tactic upgrade and add it to your hand. I'll do that. Let's look for a tactic. Look at all cards. Tactic. Which one would I like to take? I don't know if any of these work for me very well. I think I might take Noble Sacrifice. I don't think that's going to do much for me. And I'll close and shuffle this. With that done, I'm going to use the Power of Leadership as 2 resources to pay for a rapid response. Only one of these can be out at any time. And after an ally you control is defeated, discard Rapid Response to put that ally into play from your discard pile and deal 1 damage to it. That's pretty good. I like that. Now, What else do I want to do? I think we're going to flip over to hero side. And I may use these two. I'm going to use Genius to pay for a tactical brilliance to remove 3 threat from a scheme and choose a tactic card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. So let's remove 3 threat from something. I think this is our most dangerous for now, so I'll get it off of that. And then let's have a look at our discard pile and pull a tactic. What would be a good tactic to pull? I don't know. Maybe this. I'll bring this in for the sake of it. And then that's done. We don't want that to shuffle because the order of discards does matter. Maybe not for these guys, but for other elements of the game. Now, I think I'm going to have to put a priority target on our armed guard. I forgot that he was actually in play, to be honest. So, first thing I'm going to do is ping off that tough with Cyclops' attack of 1. And then I'm going to use the Optic Blast to spend 1 resource of any type. It will be a mental for this noble sacrifice. To do deal 3 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3. That does defeat him. And then when this was done, draw 2 cards. Now, wait now, let me just double check one small thing there. Yeah, it was 3. I was wondering if I'd defeated him with the wrong amount of hit points. Now, I think maybe exploiting weakness might be the play here. Hold on to the get readies. Let's do that. I'm going to use one of the get readies. Something's going on there. There we go. To put the exploit weakness, and attach that to Claw. It's temporary, and this increases the amount of damage attached enemy takes from each attack by 1. May not be great at this point, but look, it's out there. And with that, let's swap over to player 2, Phoenix. So that's coming in now. How do I feel about this? Well, I'm going to flip over. I think I'm going to use these 2 to pay for the telepathic trickery. Remove 4 threat from a scheme if you have the unleash trait, stun and confuse an enemy. Unfortunately, I don't have that yet, so we're just removing 4. 1, 2, I have to take control, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Now, I could thwart this and then maybe use my last few resources to do 7 damage, which would go up to 8. But I think maybe Professor X is the play. Maybe we just keep all our threat under control for now. So with that, I am going to thwart 3, or the final 2 off of this, which removes this from play. This was the Immortal Klaw, which is giving him 10 additional hit points. Now, that hasn't actually been factored in here, as you can see, has it? 18 plus 18, which would be 36. So it has been factored in, excuse me. So we do reduce him. Okay, this is, there we go. There'll probably be a bit of clicking here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. 18 plus 18, 36. He had 46 from the additional 10. So we're good there. Now, what do I do next? Now, I could use these 2 to get that out, deal 3 damage to an enemy and confuse him. Which isn't awful. Or this, which will do 7, effectively 8. Because Professor X is going to come in and he's only taking 1 off of this, which I don't think matters too much. But he is a blocker. Yeah, let's go slow and steady. I'm going to go 1. Against my better judgment, I'm going to play Professor X. X gon' give it to you. After Professor X enters play, choose 1. We'll confuse the villain. I don't think he has anything stopping him from being confused here. He doesn't have steady or stalwart in play. And then Professor X might as well just take the last 1 off of this. and we'll remove that side scheme from play. So that was a very, well, not too eventful, not too action-packed. But at least we cleared out some side schemes. And with that, I'm going to go to the villain phase of turn number 1. So, let's put 2 onto this for the first part. He is then going to attack Cyclops. Now, I'm going to take control of this just for now. Now, does Cyclops take this? I'm tempted to let Cyclops take this, and then we may do a full blast in the next turn. So let's see how this works out. So we'll give him 1 card, and then from his it is an interrupt. When he attacks, give him 1 additional card. So he's attacking for 1. This guy comes into play, and this guy comes into play. So he effectively only hits me for 1. And then these guys would then double up, and each of them would hit me for 1 as well. 1, 2. Okay. Now they aren't revealed because they were boosts, so that's all right there. Now exactly the same thing is going to happen over here, but we are going to let Professor X weather this attack for us. So he's now hitting for 1 plus 2, 3, 4. Nice to see that go away. And then after this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past. So he hits for 4. Let me just do this on the other screen. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that does defeat Professor X. So we get rid of him. And then this is after the attack. So 1 goes on to that. These are discarded. And we are fine. Now, let's hand out our encounter cards. 1 goes to Cyclops, and 1 goes to G. Cyclops gets an exhaustion. Surge, when revealed, exhaust your identity. So, that is unfortunate. And then the next card we get for the Surge is Sound Manipulation. When revealed, take 2 damage, and Claw heals 2. So I take a further 2. He heals 2, but he's at max. So that is done. And that is Cyclops. Cyclops's? Figure out the linguistics later. That is his turn. His encounter card's done. Let's deal with Jean's. Jean gets an armored guard, which has guard and has toughness. Excellent. And with that, we are ready to go to turn number 2. And let me bring over the screen here. So, how are we fixed? What do we want to do now? Oh, and of course, let me just get rid of this because this would be temporary and that would be deleted. So, back to Jean's turn. This is, I do like telepathy. If I get that out, that's kind of consistent. Well, not too consistent, but is that something worth doing? Maybe I could attack one of these guys and then use a Phoenix Force to ready up. Excuse me. And then do it again. And that will allow us to use a chase them down. After your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 from the... So we could use that to remove 2 from the main scheme. Keeping that low. And then we could get telepathy out. At least that's thinning our deck as well. So yeah, maybe that's the play. First thing I'm going to do is attack this guy for 1. I'll just take control of him for a moment. Then I will use Chase Them Down to pay for Phoenix Firebird. I can choose remove 1 counter from Phoenix Force. I'll do that. And that readies Phoenix. And then, of course, she's going to attack for another 1, which defeats our Weapon Runner. And in this case, after your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. So we'll take 2 off of this. And this is out of play, this is out of play. And then I might as well use Telepathic Trickery to pay for Telepathy. And that's the end of Phoenix's turn. So let's move back to Cyclops. Now we are smoked here because we can't ready up, which isn't ideal. And that essentially kills our turn. We have literally nothing that we can do at this point. The only thing I could see doing, maybe we get rid of a noble sacrifice to pay for call for backup. And I can't actually do anything else. I may flip down. Is it worth flipping down? He can't scheme out in the next turn, so I think I will do exactly that. I'm going to flip down. I have an action I could do. I could pull a tactic, but I don't think it's worth doing at this point. So let's move on. That was a poor turn from Cyclops. And with that, let's head into the villain phase. Just be taking control here. 2 goes on to the main scheme. He will be attacking against Phoenix in this instance. What is she going to do? I think she'll weather this hit. Right. So we still have plenty of life and hit points, so that's okay with me. So he's hitting for 1 plus 2, 3. Hits for 3. Phoenix takes 3 damage. And then this, of course, after this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on pursuit by the past. 1 goes on to this. So these 2 are done and out of play. And then this guy would then attack, and he takes another damage from Phoenix. Now, Klaw would scheme, but he does not because he's confused, and this is discarded. And then the weapons runner would then do another 1. Now, our encounter cards, Phoenix's encounter card and Cyclops' encounter card. Phoenix gets an Evil Alliance. When revealed, each Nemesis minion in play activates against you. If no minions activate this way, place 3 pursuit counters on pursued by the past. So 3 goes on to this, which does our Nemesis. So we've got... Oh, I'm in the wrong place because this is Phoenix's one. We get Dark Phoenix coming out. We have our Consume the World, and we have these 3 cards coming into play as well. Right, so let's shuffle those into the encounter deck. I'll shuffle those in now. I'm just doing it off screen, I think. Apologies for the delay. So there we go. That is shuffled, as we can see down here. I've shuffled the encounter deck. Excellent. She comes in, she's got that in play, and this is discarded. And of course, let me just do this in order. So I have to flip it over. After you flip to this side, find your Nemesis. We've done that, reveal it. We've done the side scheme, shuffle your remaining. Yep, that's done. And then flip this card over. And I think we should be removing each counter from here. Okay, that went bad quickly. Now, Cyclops, excuse me. When revealed, place 1 pursuit counter on pursuit by the past. Okay, we may get it going again. Then if it has any counters on it, it does the villain schemes. So he is going to, once again, scheme. Scheming onto the main scheme. And of course, we get the acceleration here, or the amplifier. 1, 2, 3, and this. If this activation, it doesn't, so we don't have to worry about that. So that is going to put 3 onto the main scheme. And I think now we are done with turn 2, and we'll go to turn number 3, hero phase, beginning with Cyclops. Right, let's have a look at this. I'm going to use the constant training action and find a tactic. Look at all cards. Tactic, what's left? This might be the play, and we should try and get Dark Phoenix out. So, that's what I'll do. I'm going to take Exploit Weakness. and close and shuffle. Now, I am going to flip over to Scott's side. I'm going to use a Make the Call to get Exploit Weakness onto Dark Phoenix. And then I might use a Strength to play Ricochet Beam. Deal 3 damage to an enemy and 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. So that's going to be 3 damage to this guy and then 3 damage to Dark Phoenix, which will only ping off the tough. But he's gone and these are done. Now, with that done, I'll spend a resource, which will be the Get Ready, to activate this, the Optic Blast. Spend 1 resource of any type, deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. Then I'm going to maximize that with this interrupt. When you use your Optic Blast ability, exhaust Cyclops. This attack deals 8 additional damage and gains overkill. So if Cyclops is exhausting, we are doing 3 plus 8, which is 11, plus an additional 1 for the exploit weakness, which does 12. Well, let me just take control here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let me make sure that math is correct. 3 plus 8 is 11, plus 1 is 12. That's done. So we have defeated Phoenix in one go. That's all right. Cyclops is a bit exposed here though with his health, which isn't ideal. But saying that, let's move over to Phoenix's turn and see what she can do in this instance. Now, do I like the look of any of these? I could attack for 1, get rid of this tough. Then we could do a Cybo maybe. Cybo costing 2. Or maybe we try and threat these down, but I'm not getting much benefit out of those. We could get White Queen in for a block, but I'm hamstrung a small bit here. I could be using this with these 2. Oh, what is the correct play? Is there a correct play? Well, I think I do have to exhaust to get rid of that tough. And then maybe the Cybo costs 2. We could defeat him with 4. Taking 1 off of this. And maybe using the Stepford Cuckoos to play the Cybo, dealing 4 damage. 1, 2. Just take control. 1, 2, 3, 4. That does defeat him. Now, I can't do anything else here. But I can look into this in the next turn. But we are very, very exposed with low health. Yeah, there's nothing else that I can do. I'll keep all 3 of these, I think, for now. And with that, we'll go to the next phase. So let me grab Cyclops here just to run this through. So the first thing, 2 will be going on to the main scheme. He will be attacking Cyclops, and I think I have to defend. I don't think I have enough health here to weather a very heavy attack. So he's hitting for 1 plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would have annihilated me, and this would be 7. And I've defended for 2, so I am still taking 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Cyclops is defeated. Okay, that didn't work out well. Now let's do exactly the same over here. Phoenix, can she weather another attack like this? My sources say no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to 2 does leave 3. I'll just move that from the other page. 1 sec. 1, 2, 3. Right, so she has weathered it. But what are the cards we're going to get? I think because he's defeated now. I mean, that's pretty much game over. We might as well stop there. But let's see what happens. Because he's not in play, correct me if I'm wrong, I'd only get the one card here because he wouldn't be alive to get a second card. Or is it that this would carry over? I don't think it would. I think it would only go to the living players. So let's see this. Sinister Strike. When revealed, place 1 pursuit counter on Pursued by the Past, which is done. Then if it has any counters on it, the villain attacks you. Let's take that attack. And we have to take it undefended, which is entirely going to take us out of play because he already has a boost here. He's hitting us for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's hit us for 6. I've defended for nothing. I take 6 damage and I am defeated. Well, that was not the way that didn't go the way I would have expected it, but hey, that's the nature of the game sometimes. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I'll probably try this again. Maybe we'll move around to some other heroes, maybe. But with that said, take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video, and bye-bye for now.